So we're looking at rights and responsibilities of software developers, and this is a short presentation based on the work that I want you to do in class today. First thing we need to think about is intellectual property, and in particular, what is it? Well, it's the creations of one's mind, not necessarily a physical object. Some examples of intellectual property include written works, such as books, music, stuff like that, games, and software applications and code. In particular, we're looking at this last one, software applications and code. So intellectual property is automatically covered by copyright. Now, a patent and copyright are two different things. We're just going to talk about copyright today. So if you come up with an original idea, an original thought, an original work, it is automatically covered by copyright. No extra work is required by you as the owner. Now, here's some stuff that you cannot copyright. The data in a database, but you can copyright the structure of that data. The output of a program, although the means of processing to get that output can be copyrighted. Really important there. Just quickly to discuss public domain. A work is considered to be in the public domain if the author is 50 years dead. This is in Australia. In America it's 70. So the works of Banjo Paterson have been in the public domain since 1991 because he died in 1941, 50 years after he died. A work has been specifically released from copyright. For example, a work licensed under a Creative Commons license, which most code samples that you will use are Creative Commons and therefore released from copyright control. So you need to recognize intellectual property in your works. It's really simple. Acknowledge it. You should acknowledge the source, seek permission to use as necessary, and pay royalties. If a copyright owner says, yes, you can use my work, you can pay me royalties, simple. Equally, you should be recognized for your work as well. You have a right to be recognized as the author of your work. But if you have the right to be recognized as the author, it is your responsibility to create quality products that do what they're supposed to do, that work properly and without bugs, that offer efficient use of your code. Just a quick example there, go back and have a look at the T-card system discussion from the other day, because that wasn't efficient. And also I think the Unisys discussion point as well. They were not efficient users of time. So we're going to have the right to be recognised as the creator of a copyrighted work. Fine. Let's think about our programmer's code of conduct. Now, there are no notes on this slide, but there is a question. What would you include in a code of conduct for you as a programmer? Think about that. If you want to pause the slide and have a quick jot down of notes, you'll see the worksheet does actually have you creating one of these anyway. And here's another question. How would you adhere to it? Now, to make your life a bit easier, here are some thoughts on your code of conduct. How will you deal with malware and viruses, both in terms of creation and distribution, and for that matter, being attacked by? How will you address ergonomic issues in development of your software and your product? How will you address inclusivity? These are all relevant. Oh, and finally, how would you ensure individual users' privacy? These are your end users. These are all relevant and valid questions that you need to discuss and consider as you create a personal code of conduct, which you're about to do. Now, really short presentation there, and I'm going to end it right about now.